questions.
This is SARS-CoV-2. It belongs to the family of coronaviruses named for crown-like spikes on their surfaces. SARS-CoV-2 can cause COVID-19, contagious viral infection that attacks primarily on your throat and lungs. What actually happens in your body when you contract the coronavirus? What exactly causes your body to develop a pneumonia? And how would a vaccine work? The coronavirus must infect the living cells in order to reproduce. Let's have a closer look. Inside the virus, genetic material contains the information to make more copies of itself. A protein shell provides a hard protective enclosure for genetic material as the virus travels between the people it infects. An outer envelope allows the virus to infect cells by merging with the cell's outer membrane. Projecting from the envelope are spikes of protein molecules. Both atypical influenza viruses and a new coronavirus use their spikes like a key to get inside a cell in your body, where it takes over its internal machinery, repurposing it to build the components of new viruses. When an infected person talks, coughs or sneezes, droplets carrying the virus may land in your mouth or nose and then move into lungs. Once inside your body, the virus comes into contact with cells in your throat, nose or lungs. One spike on the virus inserts into a receptor molecule on your healthy cell membrane like a key in a lock. These actions allow the virus to get inside your cell. A typical flu virus would travel inside a sac made from a cell membrane to your cell's nucleus. That's where your cell houses all its genetic material. The coronavirus, on the other hand, doesn't need to enter the host cell nucleus. It can directly access parts of host cells called ribosomes. Ribosomes use genetic information from the virus to make viral proteins, such as spikes on the virus surface. A packaging structure in your cell then carries the spikes in the vesicles, which merge with your cell's outer layers, the cell membrane. All the parts needed to create a new virus gather just beneath your cell membrane. Then a new virus begins to bud off from the cell membrane. For this, we will have to look into your lungs. Each lung has separate sections called lobes. Normally, as you breathe, air moves freely, though your trachea or windpipe, then through the large tube called bronchi, through smaller tubes called bronchioles, and finally into tiny sacs called alveoli. Your airways and alveoli are flexible and springy. When you breathe in, each air sac inflates and like a small balloon, and when you exhale, the sac deflates. Small blood vessels called capillaries surround your alveoli. Oxygen from the air you breathe passes into your capillaries. Then carbon dioxide from your body passes out of your capillary into your alveoli so that your lungs can get rid of when you exhale. Your airways catch most of the germs in the mucus that lines your trachea, bronchi and bronchioles. In a healthy body, hair-like cilia lining the tubes constantly push the mucus and germs out of airways, where you may expel them by coughing. Normally, cells of your immune system attack viruses and germs that make it past your mucus and cilia and enter your alveoli. However, if your immune system is weakened, like in the case of coronavirus infection, the virus can overwhelm your immune cells and your bronchioles and alveoli become inflated. Your immune system attacks the multiplying viruses. The inflammation can cause your alveoli to fill with fluid, making it difficult for your body to get oxygen it needs. You could develop a lobar pneumonia where one lobe of your lung is affected, or you could have bronchopneumonia that affects many areas of both of the lungs. Pneumonia can cause difficulty breathing, chest pain, coughing, fever and chills, confusion, headache, muscle pain, and fatigue. It can also lead to more serious complications. Respiratory failures occur when your breathing becomes so difficult that you need a machine called a ventilator to help you breathe. These are the machines that save lives, and medical devices companies are currently ramping up the production. Whether you would develop these symptoms depends on a lot of factors, such as your age and whether you already have an existing condition. While all of this sounds scary, the push to develop a coronavirus vaccine is moving at high speed. Studies of other coronaviruses led to most researchers to assume that people who have recovered from a SARS-CoV-2 infection could be protected from reinfection for a short period of time. But that assumption needs to be backed by empirical evidence, and some studies suggest otherwise. There are several different approaches for a potential vaccine against the coronavirus. The basic idea is that you would get a shot that contains faint version of viruses. The vaccine would expose your body to the virus that is too weak to cause infection but not that strong to stimulate an immune response. Within a week, cells in your immune system would make markers called antibodies, which would be specific for only coronavirus or specifically its spike protein. Antibodies then detach to the virus and prevent it from attaching to your cells. The immune system then responds to the signals from the antibodies by consuming and destroying the clumps of viruses. If you then catch the real virus at the later stage, your body would recognize and destroy it. In other words, your immune system is now primed, collecting evidence on whether this will be possible, safe and effective. Is part of what's taking researchers so long to develop a vaccine. It is a race against time to develop a vaccine of coronavirus. Each step in vaccine development usually takes months, if not years. An Ebola vaccine broke records by being ready in 5 years. The hope here is to develop one for the new coronavirus in a record-breaking 12 to 18 months. While all this will take time, stay home if you can to protect the most vulnerable, and don't forget to wash your hands for at least 20 seconds and as often as possible. Thank you guys for watching this video. Try watching another videos. They're short and meaningful. Also try following our channel. I think you will enjoy it.